What the fuck was he doing?
Oh, yellow where you are. Watch what they bring. Yeah, yeah.
Corners for this Grand Prix.
Hamilton's going to try again, this time on the inside, a continent touch! Verstappen is out of the race, and that's a big crash into Cops! Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen coming together. Hamilton continues on. Charles Leclerc now leads the British Grand Prix.
Yes, red flag.
They need to repair that tyre barrier. This is the accident. Oh, and it was the merest of touches, but it was enough. And look how the wheel has...
Now, Massa went for it. Felipe went to the left, while Checo defended his position, and Vettel was incredibly lucky. The result had been on the cards for both drivers, but the huge crash triggered the safety car. Checo couldn't see what hit him.
Charles Leclerc, and that is a very big accident, and we've seen a brake failure from his teammate Sebastian Vettel. Martin Brundle was horrific to look at.
Yeah, it's a big jump, but it's quite a big cushion to run into, as long as it doesn't ingress into the cockpit.
Pain, all those questions that need to be answered. They looks like you've got him on a stretcher, and they're going to. Here we go, see replay now. So it's gone to the inside.
This is the first time we've seen this, so they obviously they hold this back.
So it's under braking, he's lost it, isn't it, when we first see it.
There's new footage that we just having come in right now, the onboard footage, because he's okay. You can see what happens.
There's a red flag and a decision from race control. Lando Norris will have to stay out there.
Did the McLaren go round?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. That's Lando Norris. A rouge and up to a Radion. Lando Norris has had a big off.
There's a lot of standing water. He's now back in the line. Oh, I see it. It just started to wander into an oversteer, and they had to correct it. And it was the correction that actually took him into the barrier.
You are flying and you are bouncing around, and you see the sky, then you see the ground, you see the sky, and you know exactly where you are, and you keep moving, you want to stop. Then the car stopped. I saw a little space to go out, and I said I go out quickly.
Verstappen ahead of Sebastian Vettel into the wall. Goes Esteban Ocon. Did he make contact with his teammate Sergio Perez? They were right close together again. Right, just ahead of Esteban Ocon, Sergio Perez, his teammate. You've got Grosjean on the left-hand side. Now they're going to wheel, the two Force Indians, and yes, they did touch. It's Baku from last year all over again, and it's Ocon who is squeezed into the wall by his teammate. And there's damage there to Pierre Gasly's AlphaTauri as his front wing comes off and he crashes at the Curva Grande. He'd slowed down quite dramatically, and by the time he hit the barriers...
But it's as soon as that wing goes underneath the car, it lifts the front off the ground.
Noda, and that is a particularly hefty whack for the young Japanese driver. Let's have a look then. Yeah.
It was an anti-lock in the middle, actually. It was, it got a bit of a swapper on in the middle. As he corrected it, it bit. and around it went. Ooh.
Webber's left the door wide open.
Oh, dear, they've come together! Webber and Vettel have come together. That's Vettel going out, Webber going out. What was going on there? Through goes Jensen Button.
Are you still watching that, David? That looks
Yes,
like Sebastian Vettel went right into the side of Mark Webber. How do you read that?
Between those two guys, then I've got to say that there was no need for Sebastian to be pulling right there. He had the position, and there will be a lot of frustration in that Red Bull debrief after the race.
I'm giving that 100% Vettel's fault. The back wheel getting together, and there it is. And AlphaTauri, was it?
It was Daniel Kvyat.
That's Kvyat's second contact in this race then. And yeah, almost a slow rollover. So Lance was a little bit under pressure there from Sainz. He's turned in. In fact, he didn't really commit to it. He just sort of left it there. He sort of hung his wheel out, didn't he?
That is a red flag, and you can see the damage that has been done there as Alex Albon hits the barriers. It's in F1, but in F2 earlier as well, this final corner. Oh, there's no grip there at all.
And I wonder, we might even see the dust being flicked up off you. Look out there, look, you could see the dust.
That's the worst thing as well, when it flips back on you like that. You know, you can hold a slide, but suddenly it catches and then chucks you in the wall, and now his confidence.
A little bit of throttle lift through there.
Oh, that's another Williams, and that is a bigger impact, and that's Nicholas Latifi.
Over, and he does the same thing here. He just gets a wheel on the dirt on the turn in. There's a car on the inside. It never helps because it kind of
Stays second fastest, and there is the Mercedes. Well, the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas through the Peraltada has gone into the barrier. That is qualifying over.
Passing a yellow flag.
Oh dear. Did he catch the curb there? He did,
yeah, and then that piece of barrier sticks out, doesn't it? The polystyrene bit that eventually hits sticks out.
And that'll be why, Martin, he's breathing very heavily there, because that's a very sudden stop.
Yeah.
Martin, did he go too slowly? That is how Mick Schumacher ended up into the barriers.
Yeah, it's very like Charles Leclerc, isn't it? And the back end stepped out on the way into 22. And I'm afraid you're straight into a cul-de-sac at that point, and you can see how well it absorbed it all.
Pierre Gasly's kept his place as well, ahead of the McLaren of Daniel Ricciardo, who's got Lando Norris, his teammate, for company as they head now down towards turn 4, and that's off. And that looks like a Haas, and it could have been Nikita Mazepin in the Haas, spearing off into the barriers at turn 3. Under pressure right from the off, Leclerc up to 3rd place as a result. We're on board now with Nikita Mazepin. He's got Nicholas Latifi just ahead of him, and then scooting past his teammate Mick Schumacher.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He got a bit trigger happy with the throttle and went off and had his own accident.
Up into 6th place. There goes Nikita Mazepin. It was a decent start from Sebastian Vettel.